So, can you tell us something about what is the think tank?
Oh yes, of course. So basically, a think tank has a consultative function usually, or it's dealing with another level of knowledge that's appropriate for different actors. So in this project, we of course emulating the whole process, the whole let's call it like biosphere of the European Union decision-making process. So the think tank we would be focusing on policy areas which are relevant to the discussed mandate for negotiations, as well as the instrument for the European neighbourhood policy. And the whole idea is not only to have a discussion which doesn't have any output, which doesn't have any results that the participants are actually bringing with themselves back home, but to have that, and in addition to have something that they can leave after themselves. So I think this would be enough as an introduction.
Okay, so can you tell us something about the methodology? How does it actually function?
Yes, of course. Since we initiated the project, we were thinking of different methodologies, but I think that we would focus mostly on the World Cafe method, even though that we would adapt it to a certain extent. And of course, within these methods, there are a certain number of tables where with certain focus. So we have focus groups, and within each of the two topics, we have 3 focus groups. So the idea is that the participants will sit there and they will discuss. The topics are investment protection, environment, and energy, security, migration, and one more. Because right now the next one. Yes, and the transparency, of course. The transparency is the logging. The transparency actually is a very specific topic because the TTIP mandate and the whole negotiations were revealed, even though there were also leakages. But the point is that there are lots of lobbying and corporate interests involved in this TTIP. So the methodology basically follows the idea that we'll have facilitators, in this case moderators, everything will be recorded, and the idea is that the participants need to create a statement of what are the current state of affairs, find some problematic within them, and try to address it in a really policy-oriented way, which is assessing it, giving some benchmarks, if possible metrical ones, quantitative ones, and through that we reach certain recommendations on how to proceed in the future.
Okay. Do you have any expectations?
Well, my expectations, of course, apart from the participants having fun, is that this would work out because it's an innovative part of the milieu, and in the end that we'll reach a certain product, because this is why the whole thing started and why it's happening on that scale.
Any advice for participants?
The advice would be like to remain focused, choose the areas that best suit your profile, choose the areas that you're most interested in or where you want to hear more, so that you're really engaged in the conversations, and remain relaxed and think realistically.
Okay, thank you.